Welcome to Fun Fresh Footy with Pete Nash. Hey, welcome back to Fun Fresh Footy, the podcast with terrible tips and great yarns. It's another beautiful cold morning in Newcastle down here. That's right, we are recording at 6:22 a.m. because that's how dedicated we are to you guys. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, the 6th of April. Hope everyone's beginning of April has been fantastic. Peter, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Nice and early.
It's very nice and early. You know what would be nice? Good this nice and early?
What?
A Dr. V.
I think I need it.
I need a Dr. V as well. So shout out to Dr. V again for sponsoring our show. As you guys know, they've been looking after us for the last couple of months. So if you head over to their website, drv.com.au, use the code FFF and you can get 25%. That's right, 25%.
Wild.
That's wild.
That actually is a big discount.
That's a huge discount. It's better than most of our multis come off,
Yes.
like statistically wise. And that's better than most deals that you get in most regular shops anyway.
Yeah. Most of the time it's like 10%.
And that's like a whole carton of drinks too.
Yeah.
So shout out Dr. V for the 25% off and for sponsoring the show. We really appreciate it. All right, I might kick us off because I don't know whether you can tell or not, but I am sick as a fucking dog. I am so sick. It's not funny. I woke up Friday morning. Okay, let me just take everyone back in time. Friday was probably hands down the worst day of my life. I woke up Friday, as we all know, I just want to clarify, I stayed off the piss all weekend because I did work. But I woke up Friday morning and I'm like, oh, no, I'm so sick. I knew I was starting to get sick. Like, you know when you've just got like the sore throat, runny nose, feel like fucking dog shit. I had to have like 3 showers on Friday just to try and warm me up. I was like cold down to my bones. Anyway, so I just like fart-assed around on the lounge most of the day. I actually spent most of the day trying to edit last week's YouTube video. So I'm not even sure if it's up on YouTube or not because... Anyway, it was a fucking shit show because it was so windy outside that my Wi-Fi at home wasn't working. So I pretty much had to like hotspot my computer to try and upload this stupid video. Anyway, it never worked. So I was like, fuck this. Went to sleep because I was on night shift. Woke up feeling even more dog shit. I think I then had my 4th shower for the day to try and... I was like, all right, come on, get yourself in the mood. I was driving to work last week, Friday, the worst day of my life. Anyway, I was on the phone to my partner, and I can just hear this like, and I'm like, stop talking. I was like, can you hear that? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like looking, I'm driving down Hexham, just about to get onto the bridge.
Yep.
And I'm like, is that the train? And I'm like, no, the train's parked. I'm like, oh my fucking God. I'm like, is that my tyre? And I'm like trying to drive and I'm like, oh, I was like, fuck, I can't pull over. You know where like Hexham Bridge is? I can't pull over anywhere. I'm like, oh my God. I'm going into this massive like fucking freak out tears. Anyway, I get onto the bridge and I'm still hearing this thump. And next minute, the dude in the car next to me is like pointing down at my car. He's like mouthing, your tyre. And I'm like, I fucking can hear it. Like, thank you so much. Anyway, I finally like pull over just before like the lights where you turn off. My tyre is flat to the fucking rim. Like, it's blown.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, could this day get any worse?
Did you hit something like on the trip or?
Well, anyway, I'll get there. I ring my dad in a massive tears being like, my tyre's flat, blah, blah, blah. I know how to change a tyre.
I don't.
Oh, it's honestly not that hard. But anyway, I know how to change a tyre and he's like, you can do it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, where are you? And he's like, I'm at work. I'm like, and that sent me into more of a tiss because I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to do this all by myself now. I'm like, oh, geez, Louise. Anyway, he's like, it's fine, like, you know what to do, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Yeah, but I'm in my like bright orange fucking woolens on the like main drag where everyone's turning off to go to work. I'm like, everyone from fucking work's gonna see me changing a tire on the side of the road. Plus it's also like the busiest fucking highway at 5:30 in the afternoon on a Friday. And he's like, well, surely someone will like pull over and help you then. And I'm like, oh my God.
At least your bright woolens would have meant you like won't get hit by someone driving past because they'll see you.
That's true. And it was also on the passenger side, thank God, because it was like no joke, like trucks and shit going past. It was terrifying. Anyway, so I get like my jack out and like jack this thing up. Meanwhile, my dad's sending me like 400 videos on like YouTube videos on how to change a tire and where to put the jack and stuff. I'm like, bless your cotton socks. Anyway, I jack it up and get the wheel nuts off, which is fine. But then I can't actually get like the tire off. My tire wouldn't spin. Turns out my tire wouldn't spin because like my handbrake was on, and that just automatically stops your back wheels from spinning.
Yeah.
So there's a fun fact for everyone. But anyway, this thing was fucking jammed on there. Next minute, this lovely gentleman by the name of Ben, I'm pretty sure, pulls over and he's just like, oh, you got a flat? I was like, yeah. I was like, this is probably like really good timing because like I actually can't get the wheel off. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, there was a car accident at Hexham the other day where a work ute rolled and there's screws and nails all over the road. He said, I've helped about 3 people this week. I just live down the road. I was like, you are like a guardian angel.
Do you think Ben just sort of like, do you think he had somewhere to go, or do you think he just cruises around Hexham helping people?
To be honest, I don't care. Because bless his heart, he did get the fucking wheel off. It was jammed on there.
Did he know to put the handbrake down?
No, he did know that because the car was like jacked up and we had to like yank this thing off, he put the new tyre underneath the car so in case the little old Jack, oh my God, Jack and Jack.
His name was Ben.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I am full to the brim on fucking cold and flu tablets right now. Anyway.
The way your face was just like, so much synergy.
Anyway, Ben used the fucking wrench thing to get it off. There was a hole like that big.
Big bum.
It was huge, like a massive
She's
nail.
putting up the size of like almost a 5-cent piece.
It was huge. Anyway, I've obviously hit like a screw or a nail or something. We get it on. I get to work. I'm only a little bit late. But anyway.
You didn't have to ring ahead and be like, boss.
No, I did. Oh. And he sounded like, I'm sure he's listening, but like he sounded super pissed off that I was like ringing because I thought I was calling in sick. But I'm like, no, bruh. I'm like, I could literally walk to work right now, but I'm not leaving my car. But anyway, that was probably the most exciting thing that happened in my week, other than the fact that I waited for a PCR test for 25 hours yesterday.
Like for the result, or did you wait in line for fucking ages?
No. I waited for the result. Thank God I've dodged COVID for a second time. But that's because I'm like boosted up to my eyeballs in vaccines and stuff. So I just think this is like a stress brought on sickness. Run down, sick, but yeah, so sorry to like start on a dippy downer. I'm sure you've had a better week, I hope.
Well, look, I had actually a pretty good week. My week was good. I didn't like lay low or detox as much as I should have.
Bless.
Sort of, I won't go into specifics, but I wasn't meant to be able to go to the Wildfires rugby launch. And my situation changed a little.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, anyway, so I could make the rugby launch. So I got there. I was about an hour late. But I got there and, free piss, boring speeches, the whole lot. So I got a little bit pissy. Went to the commie after for a couple of drinks with everyone. But, like, to be fair, I was one of the ones in, like, better form and
sensible state.
Yeah. Like everyone was dying, like so pissed that they were just like falling asleep at the table.
Where was it at? Do you mind me asking?
At the Next.
And what kind of beverages do they have?
It was all stubbies. They had. I sat on the Byron Bay.
Is that nice?
Yeah, it is. It's delicious. I started on them and then they ran out, and so I started having bloody super 3.5s.
Oh. They're still actually pretty good.
Yeah, but like that's all they had.
We shouldn't knock 3.5s because they still are a great beverage.
The only other full strength they had, because Byron Bay's a full strength, I'm pretty sure. The only other full strength they had is new, and I'm just not a big new fan.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I delved into a glass of red at the end too, which was sort of like, don't know why I did that.
Random.
Anyway, yeah, we got to the commie and like they were all sort of drinking. I was forced to scull tequila and water, which I hate tequila with a passion. So I was like, oh. Anyway,
why do you have to scull that?
I don't know. To be like, they probably didn't push that hard. I think they just probably were like, nah, you got it. And I was like, oh, all right. And then they're like, do it again. And I was like, nah, that is one and done.
That's one and done.
But anyway, I got through it. Anyways, yeah, I had a bit of a big night. It was fucking wild. One of the like ladies that, I won't mention her name, but you would know her. She's a prominent figure in rugby. Great chick. Like lost her partner and like just drunkenness, and then also lost her phone because someone was taking her home, and then she went missing, and they found her like a couple kilometers up the road, and they brought her back to the pub, and then they were like gonna go and like they were like, oh, grabbing the rest of her things from inside because like all the stuff was like she didn't take anything basically.
Yeah.
And they're like grabbing all this before they take her home, and then they walk outside and they just see the courtesy bus door closing behind her. Still with no phone or anything. And then they were like went inside. They were like, can you ring the courtesy bus guy and tell him to just like turn
Do a
around,
loop.
bring her back, please. And anyway, they're like trying to ring him. He's not picking up. And then they get back and they're like, well, where did she get off? And he's like, I don't know.
So she really fucking sent it, didn't she?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Shout out to rugby launchers.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, that was one of the ones that was sort of sleeping at the table. Anyway, and then they were like, anyway, so they've booked a motel, her and her partner. So I think she tries to go to the motel.
Yeah.
But obviously no phone, can't ring the partner that's already home, we presume. We're not really sure where he is. So she can't do anything. So she somehow like makes her way to her car that's parked at number 2 and sleeps in that for the night, even though they've got a motel booked.
Is this person our age or a little bit older?
A little bit older.
This is wild. This is great. I love it.
Yeah, and then another person, sort of new to the club, new to the girls, they also had a big night. I was leaving and I was like, we can drop you home. And they were like, no, Mum, no, it's not ready to end. And they were like, come for a boogie. And I was like, nah, not a chance. I'm not coming for a boogie.
Where were they off to?
Well, then they're like, well, drop me somewhere where I can have a boogie. And we were like, all right, Pernell drops him at the Cambo. And we were like, all right, there. Anyway, turns out they've left their phone in our car as well. They didn't go to the Cambo, just went and got a pizza and then like couldn't get anything home. But someone apparently just like dropped them home.
Mysterious case of fucking losing phones.
Phones were just like out being silly last week.
The phone's was not ready to go home.
No, it was ready to go. It was ready to come home with us. It was like, I'm not going to the Cambo.
Yeah, after they must have heard our yarns from like the last 2 weeks, and they're like, "Oh, I've heard bad things about that place."
Yeah, they were listening to the pod the last few weeks. Well, they do reckon our phones listen to us. Maybe that person listens to the pod as well. Anyway, yeah, didn't do what I said I would do. I got a bit pissy, but woke up very fresh on the Saturday, which was lovely.
And you didn't go out?
No, we went just to the commie. I was probably home by like 11:30.
That's not, yeah, that's fine.
Went
that's
and got myself a pitta and
Yum.
some chippies. It was delicious. And yeah, I think that helped me because the next day I felt fine. I was all good. And then...
Did you get your antojitos?
Then Saturday I went to Antojitos with one of the girls from footy. Then I went over and watched the Wildfires first round.
So why did your games get cancelled? The weather?
Rain. I think that apparently the Wildfires did offer for us to play our games like on that same oval, like at number 2 prior. But like the times didn't match up with the people we were meant to verse. So anyway, and then I'm meant to be having a trial in Coffs this weekend, and that's also called off. So
well, the rain's meant to come back.
It is, yes. Even though we've had like the most glorious last 2 days.
I know, it's been so like hot and nice, and I've just been like, it's too hot for me to go outside because I just feel like I'm going to burn in the sun.
Oh, it was so beautiful. I was lapping it up the last couple of days. The other thing that I did was I said I was still going to stop being a fat lard, but I went and obviously indulged at the rugby launch, and then also Sunday night. Oh, I went to the Greens season launch on the Sunday as well.
Yep.
I only had 2 beers, very quiet. It was fine. Had a yarn to all the girls. That was great. And then I was like, oh, let's go out for dinner. And why we decided we would pick fucking Cardiff RSL all you can eat. I mean, it was like, I think it was my call too.
You're at the buffet, like, overlooking all this all-you-can-eat food and be like, oh, that's right, I was going to stop being a fucking fat lard this week.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was really stuck going to be being a fat lard. Anyway, Pernell also listened to the potty and he's like, you know what, I need to stop being a fat lard too. Anyways, he then goes out with his friends for dinner because one of his mates in town on the Monday night. They go back to all-you-can-eat.
It's obviously done. It's tickled his fancy.
No, he didn't choose that. He was like wanting to go elsewhere, but someone else made the call.
Is it worth it? Is it?
It is good, but like you definitely feel sick after just because you're fucking...
What are you paying a plate?
20, 26, 27?
Oh my God.
Not a plate for like unlimited food and desserts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you pay $26 and then you go for gold.
Yeah.
You rip in.
Yeah.
I could do that. I'd pay $26 for a schnitzel at the pub.
Yeah. And it's like nice. They've got a bit of Chinese. They've got like, you know, a whole sushi bit, which if you like that kind of thing. And then they've got like your chippies and such and your like roast veg and your salads and your pasta salads and bread rolls and garlic bread and like pasta.
That's making me hungry, considering I haven't had an appetite for a week.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's how I know I'm not well, when I can't like gorge on food.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else. Other than that, we had Wildfires round 1. They didn't, first grade and second grade didn't win, but first grade came close.
Who'd they play?
Gordon. Colts got their first win ever in the
really?
Shield.
Yeah, because they used to get like pumped.
Yeah. by
Respectfully.
By like a lot. But yeah, other than that, nothing really, that's about it. The only other thing I was going to say is like, it was lucky you didn't have COVID, but I think COVID's coming back.
I fucking think it's coming back too.
I've had a lot of cancellations at work with people having COVID.
So we've had like 2 blokes off last week with COVID. So obviously like the big spike was when like August last year when we were doing this over Zoom every week.
Yep.
Then the next spike was Christmas.
Yep.
I'm thinking it's coming in like 3-month waves.
Maybe.
Because I have a feeling it's on the up.
I don't want to like, you know, say anything too much, but like at the Christmas spike, right, it went through all the party goers because it got through the nightclubs, got through the fucking 6-person birthday party I had at my house.
We party. Don't you worry, we party. Just as if we were at the Cambridge, we party.
Probably harder. But now I get the vibe that it's going through like
the rest,
the
leftovers,
people, like the vulnerable and the old and the the non-going out people.
Well, like my old man had it maybe 3 weeks ago. 2 blokes at work that I can guarantee won't be at the Cambridge. That's why I was worried. I was like, oh God, I frequented the Cambridge twice. Now I feel like dog shit. I better not have caught this bloody nasty virus from that dance floor. But anyway.
But it's like circling through different demographics now.
Are you boosted?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I keep thinking. But then I'm like, surely with double shots, getting COVID, boosted, surely.
And they had on the news the other morning, now we're eligible for our second booster. I was like, oh, I am just sick of needles.
Look, I'll get it I don't really mind. I haven't been like lucky, touch wood, that I haven't like had any reactions to that.
Nah, my booster made my arm super sore because I had the Pfizer. But other than that, I've just been like lethargic after mine.
Yeah, same.
Nothing like hit for 6. One of the blokes I worked with had like 2 blocks off work, had to get like blood tests and shit done because he like was rocked to his core from it.
Oh my God. Hey, that's the thing, like, well, that's like, you know, Anna, she had COVID and it like sent her, like she was, actual COVID made her so crook. And then she got her booster recently and then that sent her as well. Some people might be like extra susceptible, like COVID might really fuck them around.
I know, because like that's why when I was so sick like this week, I'm like, if this is COVID, this is obviously like the mother strain or something. Because I said, whatever Omicron was, I said that was a pussy like I was fine.
Yeah.
I was literally like just bored. I had a sore back from laying down for 10 days. That was probably the only thing. But I'm like, oh my God, whatever this is, it's like really shaken me to my core.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not COVID.
Have you got anything in your week ahead? Now that you're sort of starting to be on the mend, you're not
I don't think
positive.
I'm on the mend because like this has been since Friday. And
I'm hoping I didn't give it to you.
Well, that's what Brooke said. Brooke said Peter gave it to you. And I was like...
Potentially.
I was like, why would Peter have given it to me?
I was sick. I felt like I was real sick, but it went for like 2 days or 3 days max.
No, I think mine's just like run down and whatnot. Week ahead, looking forward. I'm meant to go back to work tomorrow. If I still feel like this by like 6 o'clock tonight, I'm getting a doctor's note and I'm not going. Because like I fucking feel like shit. I cancelled my overtime shift last week because I felt like dog shit. I'm working all weekend again. My partner's going away for uni. She has like her first set of like labs, so she's going to go to like Armidale or some shit. So I'm just going to be like chilling, watching the footy and like taking it easy and hopefully like recovering.
Yeah.
Yourself, you're obviously not playing football.
Well, no. They're trying to organise some sort of other trial. Like they don't know where or when or what's going on.
If it's Saturday morning, like let me know. I
Okay.
would like to come and watch because I work Saturday night, but like I would like to do that, or we can figure out something.
Yeah, I'll let you know. But yeah, they're trying to organise it. They're not really sure what'll happen. But yeah, actually training's back on the field yesterday for wildfires. And it was bloody lovely.
I saw your little post.
Yeah.
And you were at Greens training as well?
Yeah, Greens training Monday, which is also getting extra numbers now, which is great.
You had a massive group. Was Carla there? I couldn't...
Yeah, Carla was there.
Fuck yeah, shout out Carla. She tells me constantly that she's retiring from rugby, but then I see her in every fucking post.
I think she still is. I think she was just there for a bit of funsies.
Yeah, beauty. It looks like it's going to rain all weekend.
Yeah, I have heard that. But yeah, other than that, Langlo, I think Penel plays in like Parramatta, so I'm just like...
Ooh.
But then they're like, we're trying to organise for you guys to come play in Parramatta. And I was like, oh, okay.
When's like regular Greens start?
Regular Greens, Anzac Day, around Anzac Day, whatever the weekend, either
that's like the
tour after. Anzac's the 25th.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's a Monday.
Yeah, so maybe like that weekend, the Greens start. And then Wildfires doesn't start till the 7th of May. Yeah.
That's wild.
I know. Anyways, it gives us time because we've got a bunch of new girls that have come into the team.
Need a gel, need to
just
click,
moved,
need to train.
like literally last week.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Where have they like played?
They've just come from the Darwin comp. Like they just came. They won.
Fucking random.
Yeah, they won their grand final up there. Like, and then that's what they were waiting for to come down. So they like won their grand final, then came straight down here to come join us.
That's random.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Newcastle, beautiful part of the world. Actually, speaking of beautiful part of the world, I booked a holiday to Bali.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was meant to ask.
Yeah, I booked a holiday to
When
Bali.
for?
End of October.
Oof.
27th.
Nice.
I think it's only a week, but 27th.
That'll be so good.
Yeah.
Where are you staying?
Legian in a little villa. So it's all booked, all ready to go. Just need to get there. Safe and healthy. Probably boosted again.
Yes. Probably lots of needles.
I'll probably have fucking 400 needles, 400 swabs up my nose.
That's exciting, but...
I'm so excited. I wish it was next week. I just needed something to look forward to, you know?
Yeah, you do.
After like my little house tears, I was like, stuff it, I'm not buying a house, I'm going on holiday.
Yeah, fair
And Bali's cheap.
It is.
So, do you have anything to look forward to? The 7th of May.
Yeah, the 7th of May. I'm graduating next week.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Mum and Dad and Keely will be here, which is pretty... I'm excited to see them.
What day's that?
Tuesday.
Are you allowed to have more than like 3 people?
No, I'm allowed fucking 2. Even like one of them has to not come
That's
in.
what I mean. When
It's such bullshit.
when Lil's friend graduated a couple of months ago, yeah, she was only allowed to have 2 people.
Yeah, so
I was like, I want to come.
I know. So like, I don't know. Someone's gonna have to like rock, paper, scissors, and someone can't come inside.
It's kind of like Hunger Games kind of vibe.
Yeah, like
only the strong will get to go and get photos with you.
Well, they can all have photos outside. It's just be like who's allowed in the building, which I think the photos is probably the more enjoyable part anyway. Like the speeches and that are a bit eh.
We're not big speeches people, unless we're making them.
Unless they're funny.
Yeah, unless we're making them.
Well, actually, no, that's the thing. It's just off topic again, but there was a bloke at the rugby launch. I think he's like famous rugby player, but Andrew Merton, maybe? I don't know.
We'll figure that out.
He played for the All Blacks, I think.
Not important. Carry on.
Anyway, he was a person at this rugby launch, and he was like the only speech. It was like semi-funny. I was like, oh,
thank God.
Good. This is great. Like you're actually funny. This is all normally just boring things.
Yeah.
Anyway, then he just kept going and going and going.
He didn't know when to pull the handbrake.
Yeah, like if he had to just chop that thing in half, I would have gone, geez, that bloke is a funny bloke. What a great speech. But now I'm just like, oh, that fucking bloke that did not know when to shut up. He just kept going.
He could have changed your mind on rugby launch speeches.
He could have, but he didn't.
Andrew Morton, if you're listening, and if you did play for the All Blacks,
Merton,
you should.
I think it is.
Merton, Jack, Ben, Merton. You need to do better with your speeches.
Yeah.
I did public speaking when I was in school, and I know that's hard to believe, but...
I was laughing at Frankie.
Oh, sorry. But, yeah, you need to be...
Short and sharp.
Short, sharp, direct, to the point. If you're going to dribble on for long enough, like, it becomes a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And then podcast people have the choice whether to listen to or not. Speeches, you kind of, like, forced into it.
You have to. Otherwise, you're drinking yourself stupid and you're leaving your phone at the fucking pub and you can't find your hotel. And, look, that's not safe for anyone.
No, it's not at all.
We don't want that. Great week by everyone, bar me. Should we move on to some... mentionable notables?
Yes.
Gotta bring up some notable mentions.
Alrighty. Next topic. Do we want to go pound for pound again?
Yeah, sure. I think we're going to have a couple of the same anyways.
Righto. Well, we'll kick off the one that we already know that we have the same, and that's a video that was leaked of big Brisbane Bronco boy, Payne Haas, absolutely feeding, well, I don't know if he was absolutely feeding, little halfback Albert Kelly out the front of their Sydney hotel after their win. I think it was their round 2 win over the Broncos. Now, allegedly, I say this with inverted commas, Albert Kelly stood on Payne Haas's shoe, and that's how the biff erupted.
Yeah, I did sort of like listening to the video. It was like, fuck, something about like, don't fucking step on my shoes.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. And then he's like, why the fuck would I step on your shoes?
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, it seems a bit trivial to get upset over shoes, but you know, like fresh shoes.
Fresh Nikes, fresh Pumas.
I would argue that out of anyone, they probably have enough money to buy a new pair.
Considering the bloke or his manager's shopping around for $1 million a season for a fucking front rower.
Yeah.
Yes, he's good. Yes, he's a generational talent. But look, as we all know, I'm a big fan of NRL 360. I haven't watched a great deal of it of late, but I've seen like little posts and stuff. But our man Paul Kent on NRL 360 has basically come out and said, like, they need to get rid of him. He's just a troublemaker. And I think I agree, because he had dramas last year. I'm pretty sure he had dramas the year before, all like alcohol related as well.
Although this could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is what Dad said. But
no, I feel like your dad's always spot on.
Apparently Kelly was on the sauce, Haas was not.
Oh, I thought they were both pierced.
Look,
pardon me.
I'm not sure where he got that information from, but
look, it could be probably more pinpoint than me. I got mine from the Daily Mail.
Look, I have no idea.
And Instagram. And to be honest, we know that Instagram speaks truth.
It does.
In length.
But anyway, probably bad signs for the Broncos.
Excellent sides for the Roosters, but because we play them this week.
Yes.
And they fucking got pumped last week as well, when I thought that they were having a semi-good start to the season. But it's always the same thing. You always hear fucking Payne Haas's name come up when there's dramas.
Yeah.
But, look, we want him to pull his head in because he plays State of Origin for New South Wales, which is important and close to our hearts. And we need him to not be like unavailable for State of Origin duties because he's fucking getting his shoes stood on by little halfbacks.
It just seemed like so ridiculous that, like, if I was Kelly and Haas even like arced up at me at all, I would just be like, later.
Sorry, bruh.
Laters. I would have chuffed off through the car park.
Look,
Skippy step through the car or something. Like, I'll lose this big bloke.
just goosied away. To be honest, and I don't know whether this is the cold and flus talking or not, but do you think that, like, sometimes these football players filled with piss, filled with testosterone, excellent rugby league players and athletes, like, just get pissed off and, like, over, like, the most minuscule things?
Yeah.
Because they just, all they do is, like, play footy and train.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have, like, real life problems to deal with.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think if the worst thing that happened to me in a week was that someone stood on my shoe, I would be having a pretty good week.
Do you reckon Payne Haas knows how to change a fucking tyre on the side of fucking Tommy Road?
I don't know how to fucking do it, but either. But no,
I didn't want to fucking fight some cunt because because my tyre was flat part. Like, I don't know. I just grow up.
Yeah, grow up. I don't think I've ever been upset like at someone standing on my shoe. I don't care about my shoes that much though.
No, I've got fucking Nike Air Forces, and do you know what? I've probably dirtied them more than Albert Kelly ever could. I want to fight the Cambridge for that, actually.
Fight the dance floor.
Yeah, fight the dance floor. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I do agree with you though. I feel like, not to say that they don't have like other personal struggles, but like it does seem that maybe things are pretty cruisy as a big star.
Yeah, I think so. But look, I don't know. A day in the life of someone from the NRL reach out and correct me if I'm wrong. And Payne, if you know how to change a tyre, I'd love to know that as well.
I'd love to be taught.
There's plenty of YouTube tutorials, trust me.
Well, if we're going into it, the reason I should have learned when I was younger, sure. I've always had NRMA roadside assistance. I don't need it. Anyways, the other thing is, in my car, the tyre that's in the back is like 2/3 of the width of a regular tyre.
Yeah, generally your spare is...
A space saver.
Yeah, literally.
Which I can only go 80 Ks on. You can only go up to 80 Ks while you've got that tyre on. The space saver.
Yeah.
So I just think I would rather get NRMA to come out, bring me a new tyre.
No, they'll just put your tyre on. You'll still have to go to a tyre shop.
I think I can get them on the blower to give me one.
Look, to be honest, I reckon you could work your way around a phone and you could fucking talk an NRMA person into bringing you a Mazda 2 tyre. I have absolutely no doubt about it. But I'm telling you, I have an inkling they'll just come and put the 80k tyre on. And then you'll have to go to Super Chief or my car or whatever and go get a replacement.
Well, as long as they put the new one on for me there as well, I'm fine.
Unless, now this wouldn't have worked in my case because the hole was as big as a 5-cent coin. They might even be able to fix the puncture, blow the thing up, put a couple of PSIs in it. And
I'm just hoping it doesn't happen to me. The worst that's ever happened to my tyres is a very slow leak that I used to just have to fill up my car with air, tyre with air every couple of days.
I feel like we've talked about this before once.
Yes, it took me a long time to sort of fix that. I literally just waited until I went for my next service.
And they put new tyres on for you?
Yeah, well, it needed a new tyre by then because it kept going so flat that it was like worn in all these like odd spots.
Yeah.
And it wasn't safe anymore, but...
Shout out to tyres for keeping us on the road.
Yes.
All right. That got off topic, but anyway.
All right. The next one. Australian women win the Cricket World Cup.
Fuck yeah. Congratulations, girls. And Alyssa Healy playing a fucking huge part in that. Getting a ton. Sorry, our mascot's doing a little dance for the Australian women's
Frankie
team.
was trying to catch a fly.
Good girl. But yeah, that was awesome to see.
And wait, did you just say Alyssa Healy got the
Turned
record?
up.
Well, she beat the record for, I think it's for men and women, highest World Cup final score by an individual. She got 170.
Okay, I didn't know what she got, but I knew she'd got a ton. And that is incredible.
Almost a double ton.
That's incredible. So we love to see that. We love to see the girls ripping and tearing. And it's nice to know that the summer that was, Cricket Australia, both men and women, have served their country well.
Bloody oath. What a great summer of cricket.
They've done their job. That's all they had to do, is go out and do a job, and the job was done.
Yeah, so well.
So congrats, girls. Congrats, Alyssa. Congrats, Cricket Australia.
Very, very cool.
Look, I had one written here and then I forgot to write like a blurb after it. I just wanted to touch on the maths reunion. Now, I know this has absolutely nothing to do with sport. I don't even know if you ever watched an episode of maths.
I have watched a previous season of maths. I haven't watched any episodes of this season.
Well, I've like watched previous season and I thought I'd get into this one, but it just makes it a bit hard. Anyway, my housemate Shelby fucking adored it. Anyway, I watched the reunion, like the dinner party and stuff, and I know a lot of it's like editors like picking and choosing shit that they want to put in, but man, these people are wild, eh? Like we spoke last week, like with the Will Smith thing and like
making a scene,
making the scenes and stuff. Like there was one bit where like this couple that were on the outer because they had like a cheating scandal or whatever. She like turns to her partner and she's like, "Do you care if I start causing some drama?" And I'm like, that is like the last thing I ever want to hear. That's the Lily, if you're listening, that's the last thing I want to hear.
But also, surely the bloke was just like, please don't.
I honestly can't remember what he said. Again, cold and flus were taking me down that night. But then I also saw a TikTok yesterday. Now, again, forgive me if I'm getting their names wrong. I think it's Olivia and Jackson. Olivia's like leaked this fucking what's it? Yeah, what's that account? OnlyFans.
Yes,
photo.
I have heard a lot of this.
So she leaked this OnlyFans photo of Olivia to the group. This big fucking shitstorm that brewed over that. Anyway, then I see this TikTok that she's posted, and she's like, I'm just at home with my dog and a car pulls up out the front of my apartment and someone yells out, "You're a rat, you're this, you're that." And she's like, so not only am I getting trolled on the internet, because she's like, I feel more hated than Vladimir Putin. I was like, righto, bruh. And then she's like, now I can't even like relax at home because like people are like trolling my house. I think it's I don't think it's nice. I think it's bullying that like you're sending around nude photos or even just like trying to find information to like put someone down. But I'm also like, why the fuck do people feel the need to like bash people on the internet? Like I know she is like a
Marge.
Yeah, she's a fucking Marge. But like, why do people need to like even call her out on her Marge and go to her house?
Yeah, going to her house is like a whole nother level. That's the thing. The problem is like I fucking don't think I would like her. Not just from hearing stories.
I don't like her either.
I don't think I'd like her at all. But like, people are probably sending so many death threats and stuff, and it's like, that is extra. Like, that is not needed.
Look, there's oodles of people I don't like, and I would never do that.
There's heaps of Marges in the world. Like, there's so many Marges. This is just shone a spotlight on one of them. Like, fucking, you can't go around killing every Marge or going and yelling at every Marge's fucking out their house.
No, you can't kill every Marge because that's illegal.
Yeah, and you can't yell at their houses either.
No, that's stalking. There's so many like legal things that are like playing up here, and yeah,
the best thing you can do for Marges is just stay away from them.
Ignore them. Just like silence is the winner. Is that the saying? No, I think I made that up.
I don't know.
Just ignore them. Don't give them the airtime that they want. Like,
exactly. She'll be getting big off this.
Well, spread this.
She's saying she's bigger than Vladimir Putin at the minute, so...
No, so spread this. Apparently the uni that she was studying at, don't know where it was, don't care, kicked her out of her teaching degree because of all this, like, bad publicity.
Well, they... people were signing a petition to make her not be allowed to be a teacher.
Well, as I was saying to whoever sourced me this information, I was like, what she did is a form of bullying. Like,
yeah,
it's a form of bullying. It's a breach of privacy. And, like, I'm sure if I sent around a nude photo of you, like, God, like, I'd get in trouble somehow for that as well.
Yeah.
Like, Anyway, I don't know. I really wasn't sucked into this maths season, but there was obviously a lot of chit-chat around it. But those people are wild. And you won't see me on any type of reality. The only reality TV show I would go on is Amazing Race, and Hannah and I are going to audition for that.
That would be a lot of fun. I'd love to go on something like that, but I'd be so shit. Like, I've got no sense of direction, eh?
Oh, fuck no. I'm just going on it. I'll be the brawn and she can be the brains, and I'm not even that strong. Or a good swimmer, and I feel like they swim a lot in those shows.
Yeah. I reckon it'd be fun.
I'm just going for a laugh.
It'd be fun, but I would 100% need, like, a well-travelled individual with a good sense of direction.
You need a Hannah.
Yeah, I would, yeah. Hannah's like a important...
Let's see if we can do a tripod. Just us two, like, fuckwits, like, follow Hannah around.
Yeah. Where are we going now, Hannah? Yeah, look, I don't know. I didn't watch maths. People seem to be very infatuated with it. I just think that it's getting more and more ridiculous. Every season there's just more and more extreme drama that they've clearly curated.
Yeah, like, I saw, like, a director's cut thing, and I can't even tell you the name of this lady, but they filmed her getting out of the car like 17 times for a dinner party.
Oh,
because they wanted her to look this way, and I'm like, oh, this show is so fucked.
I would fucking be... I just could not deal with that. I'd be like, I'm going to the dinner party now. Like, piss off.
Let me have my beer.
Yeah. All right. Another one is that I saw, like, which everyone probably knows by now, Slater is in the running, like, number one in the running for the head Storm coach position.
Well, when Bellyache goes.
When Bellyache goes.
Yeah, nice.
It'll be interesting. I'm actually so interested to see Storm once he's not there.
Yeah, oath.
Like, yeah, there'll be systems in place, and yes, he'll be around, but, like, he's been there for so long
He's been there.
He's the whole success of the club.
Yeah, he has been there for, like, 17 or 18 years.
Yeah.
He got there 12 months after Cameron Smith started.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that will be interesting. It's always interesting to see how, like, players go as coaches.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think I heard something the other day, like, obviously Freddie Fittler, he was a player, done well with the Blues. Did he coach at the Chooks too? Or am I guessing that? Like Michael Hagan, he played for the Knights. He went into coaching and then pretty much won his first season at Newcastle. And then there's obviously been a lot of, like, disasters.
Most of them are, like, previous players. Just some
to a degree
really good and some really... Like Robbo was a player, but, like, nothing... He didn't really reach great heights as a player.
Who did he play for?
He's a great coach. I don't know. We'd have to look that up.
We'll do that later.
Yeah.
If we remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, good luck, Billy.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. I think I need to take my jumper off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just rip into another one. The other one that's just also a footy one. Luke Brooks is set to get 1.1 mil in 2023.
Off the Tigers?
Yeah, from the Tigers. He's staying at the Tigers for 1.1 million.
All right, hold on 1 second.
I would love to hear your thoughts.
Okay. Hold on. I'm dressed. Sorry, I was bearing up. I think it's the tight jersey as well. All right, 1.1 million. You want to know my thoughts?
I'd love to.
That's fucking disgraceful.
Yeah.
Okay, if the Tigers miraculously bounce back and start winning, I think they're 0 from 4 because we're up to, we're round 5, so they're 0 from 4. Just because you're throwing money at this fella, I don't think that's going
to get better.
No. And I think Hello Sport pointed it out. Like, they made a really funny comment in one of their podcasts, and they're like, they said something along the lines of, unless we see Luke Brooks get to this level, in brackets, that he's never actually reached before.
Yeah.
Like, Luke Brooks, yes, he's a good player, obviously, because he's playing first grade, but he's not the fucking best halfback in the world.
But that's like that's about like what Cleary's going to be getting on his big deal. And I'm like...
And Cleary is...
Amazing.
Amazing.
He'll be Australian.
Daly Cherry Evans, like, he's amazing. Like,
yeah.
And
even him, like, even the arguments here is that Cherry Evans is overpaid now just because of, like, where he's getting and he's on such a big contract. And it's like, he's a mile better than fucking Luke Brooks.
I'm so sorry. I reckon they're obviously doing that to keep him at the club.
But you know what I don't understand about this is why, like, if you're the Tigers right now and you're going to spend 1.1 million on someone, why would you spend it on someone that's already at the club that hasn't brought you any success?
That's exactly
Like,
right. Why aren't they chasing someone else?
That could bring success. Like, if you're going to pay a massive contract, it wants to be to someone that's going to come in and change shit up.
Or why aren't they bringing through juniors or something that are like stars that they can foresee or whatever, like paying them to join their first grade squad? Or exactly like you said, pay someone, I don't know, who's their fucking 5'8"? I couldn't even tell you who their 5'8" is. Pay for a decent 5'8". I don't care.
I just can't. I don't know.
I don't know. Is there a 5'8"? Adam
Dewey was playing, but
he hasn't.
Injured.
Yeah, he's been.
He's like the only one worth money in.
Wait, he's out all season, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, ACL.
Yeah, Dewey's good, but I like Dewey.
I like Dewey, but he's not in the team, and we're 0 from 4, and we're paying $1 million for Luke Brooks. This is fucking wild. This is wild.
But I'm like, you're putting yourself in money troubles for someone who was probably going to stay anyway. Like, yeah, I know he was shopping around. Unless maybe the managers just put the hard word on him and was like, we're going to leave.
I don't even think the fucking Bulldogs, I don't even think the Catalans in the fucking Super League would pay that much money for Luke Brooks.
You know what? I feel like they need to literally, like if Luke Brooks has demanded this money, which I don't know what's happened, but say he's demanded this money, like I'm leaving, and then they're like, oh, no, we'll give you $1.1 million. And he's like, fine, I'll stay. If that's what's happened, sure, if I was the Tigers, I would just be like, that is going to put us in such a bad financial position. We're already the worst team in the club, in the comp by a long way. Let's just fucking go out to like rural New South Wales. Let's go look in the junior Sydney comp. Let's just go find ourselves a half. He's a little bit underdone because he's only 17. Pay him some money. Start working on him now. Get him into the side. Put some fillers in there. Put whoever into that side as your half until then. And just cop the you're going to lose the next... You're losing anyway. Like,
what's a couple more losses?
What's a couple more years of losing? At least you're bringing someone through instead of just fucking flogging this dead horse.
I think Michael Maguire needs to hear this word, rebuild. We hear it a lot around the grounds.
Yeah, it's
whisper it constantly, but I think he needs to hear rebuild.
I think it's rebuild time for the Tigers.
It's rebuild.
It really is. I don't...
And that's not
It's going to be very hard to rebuild when they're paying Luke Brooks 1.1 mil.
And everyone else is getting like...
pennies.
Pennies.
Like, I think that... Like, I just can't see them keeping, like, Dewey long-term.
Dewey's too good for the Tigers.
Yeah. And especially when they're going to be like... He's going to be like, bruh, I'm worth more than this when he comes back and if he's still ripping. And they're going to be like, oh, sorry, we gave all our money to Luke Brooks.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like, well, I'm going to go get that coin somewhere else because someone else will pay for me.
We'll take him.
Yeah, fuck yeah, come over.
We'll take you. Tricolours will take you every day of the week, babe. But no, that's ridiculous and that's laughable. And that's like, we haven't even got to fucking like ripping on the Tigers yet, but...
No, I know. We'll get there though. Don't worry, Tigers fans.
It's coming.
Did you have any others?
Nah.
Only other one I have, which is, we'll just keep it short and sharp, but like I was just wondering like what toaster etiquette is because
Toaster,
like when you cook your toast.
Yeah, go on.
Living in the house that I'm living in now, I've sort of discovered, I haven't had the conversation, but I feel like from where the little timey thing is sat every morning, that I have people that live with me that like...
Move it?
They like warm bread for toast. Really lightly toasted.
Hilarious you say that because I also have the same sort of like predicament. Our toasters like, obviously they're like setting 1's setting 2's like a little bit warm. Setting 3 is like where I like to have it around on my specific toaster.
Yeah.
But every time I go to put it on, it's on level 2 and I'm like, who is cooking warm bread in this house?
So I am like, I already know Pernell likes warm bread for toast. And then Dave's here, I'm assuming he does as well because it's always on like between 1 and 2, like around there. And I'm like, seems like they're majority. I'm not going to keep changing it because... Look, I just have to put it down 3 times every morning before I make my toast.
Why don't you just change it to 3 and then put it back?
Because then I won't do it. And then I'm like, it popping up early for me is not going to ruin my day. But if you're someone that likes warm bread and you don't realise I've popped it up to 4, and then you put it down and it comes out like crispy, it probably would ruin your day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're not in the day ruining.
No,
business.
and I'm not clued on enough to always remember to switch it back. Like I don't trust myself, so I'm just every morning bang.
Never
bang.
Remember to turn mine back now that I think about it. Sorry, Shelby.
Yeah, so I've just been doing the old three goes down.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I never had the conversation, and maybe it is a conversation we need to start having with our housemates.
Well, then that's what I'm thinking, because I'm like, well, what if all this time, like, Dave's been just putting it back to 2. Maybe he's
putting his toast down 3 times as well.
Maybe.
I think we need to have a house. We need to call a house meeting.
Well, look, we'll have to chat about that, but I was just wondering.
Reach out. What does everyone have their toast setting on? Do you like it burnt? Do you like it medium?
3 to 4 sort of vibes.
Yeah, I like a bit of crunch.
Yeah, I like a bit of crunch.
And I don't like it burnt. Like I don't like black bits on me toast. But
yeah, but it doesn't bother me that much.
I'll eat it, but to be honest, I'd pretty much eat anything.
Unless it's so crispy that when you're cutting it, it crumbles.
Yeah, that's gross.
That's just, and more just from an admin side, it's too hard to eat.
How often do you ever tip your toaster upside down and get rid of the breadcrumbs? No, neither. Apparently that's a fire hazard, but...
Yeah, someone actually put that on their Instagram story the other day. They were like, this is your reminder to clean out all your little crummy bits.
I saw that too. Maybe that's where I'm getting that from.
It was Sky Love It, but I could be wrong.
It was. Shout out to Sky and...
I didn't do it though.
No, neither. Everyone make sure they clean their toasters. I might do that. I'll put that on my list of things to do today. I probably will forget. But yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, we'll quickly talk about the semi-finals in the NRLW. There was 2 fantastic games on Sunday. Because I was crook, I did not move from my lounge. I watched all 4 games of football, and that's probably why my lower back is killing me. So the Dragons defeated the Titans 24-18. Now, this game was actually super duper exciting. The Dragons were the most dominant team in the start. I don't know if anyone can see, if you're watching on YouTube and it goes up, I'm wearing my Aussie Sevens jersey that I think I've talked about before. And Emma Tonegado actually signed my jersey, so that's why I wanted to wear it, because she ripped the other day. Obviously, they're going through to the grand final. Now, I did have here, in the last minute, Steph Hancock, one of their forwards, scored pretty much next to the post. So all we needed was the halfback, Kimura Braylon Natai. She converted it, so it was a 6-point margin. They had 60 seconds to go, and I think they might have even done a short kickoff. I can't remember, but it was so exciting that last the last 10 minutes of that game was so exciting because they managed to score to sort of get it within a 6-point game, 12-point game, then 6-point game. But anyway, the Dragons' early dominance just absolutely killed them. So I think Emma and the Dragons are going to be a very tough match on Sunday. But the game of the round...
I actually didn't get to watch the Dragons Titans one, but I did get to watch this next game. Bloody O.
Broncos... the Roosters defeated the Broncos 22-16. Fuck, this was a good game.
So good.
This was such a great game. I feel like both the women's games were fantastic.
Yeah.
But this was so exciting. Obviously, the Broncos are the champions.
And jumped out to a 16-0 lead within about 16 minutes.
Oh, fucking hell. I was just watching, I was like, oh, dearie me. And obviously the Roosters were very clunky last week. Their defence was fucking scattered all over the place. They were just leaking tries left, right and centre. And I was like, oh my God, this is not going to be good when we face the reigning premiers. But Jocelyn Kelleher, she scored the match winner. There was about 12 minutes to go. I can't remember whether she's the 5/8 or the half. Zahara Tamara, yeah. Got the conversion. The whole second half, Chooks had momentum.
So much.
It was so hard to stop them. I feel like every time the Broncos got the ball, they forced an error or they just weren't making any meters.
It sort of started before second half, they started to just really get on top of the Broncos. And then I was thinking, fuck, Broncos need this half time. They need a reset if they're going to... And then
Reset, rebuild.
Chooks just came back out and fucking same attitude, nothing.
Ripped
It
and
was so
teared.
good.
I also put like, Bridie Parker as a beast. I can't remember who she tackled out, but it was like someone running up the sideline and she just absolutely like witched them and then steamrolled them over the sideline. I was like, you're great for a little girl. So great, exciting game. Dragons versus Roosters in the NRLW Grand Final. It's so exciting to see fresh blood, I guess, in the Grand Final. Like, no disrespect to the Broncos. They had a fantastic season and got some phenomenal players. However, yeah, it's just exciting.
It's good to have the top team lose. I've always said it, like, the top team that, like, an undefeated side is always, it's always good for them to lose. It's good for the comp.
Oh, 100%.
Like, this is good for them. They've never had to really lose, so they don't get it.
Yeah, they can learn. They'll learn from this.
It's the same as, I don't know if anyone watched on Friday, the Waratah girls versus Fiji Drua.
No.
And Waratahs have been undefeated for, like, ever in the women's, like, all the games in years.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fiji Drua came out and fucking gave it to them and beat them on Friday.
Oh, how good.
Yeah, and I was like, this is good because they are not used to having to, like, once they get into that arm wrestle, once things are tight, like, they're just, like, haven't had to deal with that. So I'm like, this is good for them too. Like, they will get better because of this.
100%. They'll learn from it. And it obviously gives confidence to the Fiji team. It gives confidence to the Roosters. It gives confidence to everyone.
And it gives confidence to, like, the other teams in the comp. Like, this is finals for the NRLW, but just in general, like, when top teams get beaten, other teams are going, fucking,
It can be done.
we can do it too. Like, it
can be
happened.
done.
It's happened.
Even like that Titans-Dragons game, like the Titans were a bloody sniff from making it. And like being a new team to the comp as well, it was like so exciting. And like even like the NRL Grand Final last year when Storm got knocked out,
Yeah.
it was like good.
Yeah.
It's nice to just see like
Something different.
Something different. I don't like change, but I liked that change.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm not comfortable with change.
Yeah, but anyways, up the Chooks, we'll be going for them in this week's grand final. I'm very excited for that.
Moreton Stadium? Morton?
Couldn't tell you. Morton, yeah.
Morton, I think it's Morton or Moreton. I didn't write it down, but yeah, go the Chooks. Fucking rip in. Love them girls. All right, we'll whiz through round 4 of the men's NRL. Titans defeated the Tigers 8-6. Fuck, this was a boring game.
Such a boring game.
I thought this was going to... We came on here last week thinking this was going to be such a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
It was fucking boring as.
Oh my God.
Except for the last, like,
except for the
6
last,
minutes.
like... Yeah, literally the last, like, 2 minutes of the game, it was just like, oh my God, something exciting. Even then, it was like... All I said was, what a Tigers way to lose a game.
Well, yeah, I wrote Tigers error to allow AJ Brimson to score in the final minutes, but it was the most boring game of football. It was just like penalty kicks by $1 million Luke Brooks, and that's obviously why they're throwing money at him because he can convert. But they obviously couldn't get
Literally,
over
the
the
fact
line.
the score was 8-6 in one try was scored the whole game.
Such a Tigers way to lose.
Such a Tigers way to lose. That's all we'll say.
That's all we'll say. Now, Sharks defeated the Knights on Friday night, 18-0. This was supposed to be an exciting game, and it wasn't. That's all I've written.
I was at the pub, so I sort of caught some of it. But, like, obviously, Knights, no tries?
Yeah, Knights...
What the heck?
Knights were not very good. And Ponga was back, didn't really do anything. Actually, that's probably something we should have mentioned, that Ponga requested to meet with the Dolphins and Wayne, but has now apparently backflipped on that and he's gone back to the Knights. I don't know. I can't really remember this game. I was at work, but 18-0, that's not good enough from Newcastle considering they were top of the table. Like, yes, they lost to Penrith. Cronulla are just showing how good they are. Their defence, obviously our man Craig Fitzgibbon, ex-Chookies.
Yeah.
He was the defence coach for the Chooks and for the Blues.
Yeah.
18-0, he's obviously taken his same strategies to Cronulla.
What I'll also say about this is I listened to a podcast the other day with Ronaldo Mulatalo in it.
Oh, I need to listen
from
to
the
that
Sharks. Brilliant, loved it.
Yeah.
And from that chat, I was like, I have a lot of confidence in the Sharks right now.
Same, and that's why they're our second favourite team.
Yeah, he was just like talking about the vibe there and talking about like Fitzy and how much like just all these things. Like you'll have to listen to it, but I have a lot of confidence in the Sharks.
Something
after
about
that
a bloke
chat.
with a bald head.
You're telling me. Everyone knows my love for bald men.
Bald heads. So Cronulla are
They just seem
forced
like
to
they'd be
reckoned
wise.
with.
You know?
Well, my old man, he's
Wise.
wise and
Yeah.
bald.
You can't argue with it. That's why you're getting wiser and wiser.
Second game on Friday night.
Hold on, I just have one more thing to say
Oh,
about
no,
this
sorry.
Friday game, and
Go
it's
on.
not really to do with the game, but any of our loyal listeners
Yeah.
will know that something I think might be back this year. Where did they play that game? Sharks vs Knights.
Didn't they play it at Shark Park?
Yeah, and was it day or night?
God, what's the saying?
The Sharks at the park in the dark.
Yes. Oh my God. Sorry, I knew what you were trying to say, but I couldn't get my word. The cold and flus are stopping me from getting my words out. Fucking oath! I never even thought of
Neither.
that.
Pernell told me the other day they won like a week ago, or like maybe that game, and he's like, maybe it's back, and I'm like, oh my God, I had forgotten.
It was windy as fuck. Because I think I might have watched the first half. It was windy as fuck down there. Correct. 6 o'clock. Daylight savings is over now, so it's like going to be dark most of the time.
Yeah.
We need everyone keep an eye out for that, unless you're in our tipping
So
comp.
for people that have like didn't listen to us from our like very first episode or whatever, weird, but all right. One of my family friends was saying like for last season they were just like, my tip this year is the Sharks will always win at the park in the dark.
And I think we might need to.
And they weren't at Shark Park last year, so things were a bit.
And they didn't
thrown
even make
off.
the top 8 last year.
Yeah, it was hard because they weren't at Shark Park, but this year they're back at Shark Park. They're in good form, so I'll be going with the Sharks at the park in the dark this year.
Fuck, I'm actually really glad you stopped me to tell me that, because that might be the name of the episode. All right, next game we had Panthers defeating the Bunnies 26-12 in our NRL Grand Final rematch. Penrith are hot.
Again, I was too deep in yarns at this point to know what was going
I
on.
was at work, but like, look, I'll just say they were hot. Nathan Cleary's kicking was a bit clunky. He's looking hot.
Yep.
He's looking hot. Put a fucking phenomenal hit on Latrell. Absolutely flattened him. We love Latrell. Absolutely flattened him, but it's nice to know that his shoulder's working fine.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just a his boot. I think he converted like 2 or 3 from 5 or 6. It was
He'll warm
he
into
was
it.
kicking like Sam Walker. That's what I'll say. But
No disrespect to Sam.
no
Walker,
disrespect. Look, Bunnies obviously had a big win over us. Don't know whether they were a bit too cocky going into it or whatever, but yeah, Penrith.
Do you know what though? Like it sort of does shit me because the Rabbitohs, this is what they do. Like, yeah, Panthers are fucking hot right now, so like understandable they lost, but Rabbits always just show up against the Roosters
Oh my
and
God,
then they just drop off the radar for every other team. Like,
It's so
they'll
annoying.
literally be like, they lost to the Broncos round 1.
Yeah, it's so
And then they'll
annoying.
come up against the Chooks and they're like, every single player is going to have the best game they've ever played in their life.
Yeah, it's like if you don't have the best game of your life, that's the baseline.
Yeah.
If you-
Against the Chooks, it's like, that's the baseline.
And
We
they-
only want that or more.
And they use all their energy on those 2 games of the year, and then they're fucking dog shit for the rest of it, and somehow make the grand final.
Literally.
I worked the maths out on that. Saturday we had Warriors defeating the Broncos 20-6. Now I tipped the Broncos because
So did I. And I think I'm done with them.
I'm done with them too, because
They had a little bit of form at the start.
that's
made
what
me
I'm
think-
like. Did they leak something to us that they were going to do well this season? Because
No, they had that little bit of form at the start. They beat South. And then I was like, South go on to flog us. And I'm like, well, maybe the Broncos have got it. Anyways, I think I don't know if I backed them last week either. But anyway, I'm off them.
I'm off them too, and
That little bit of form was like a trick.
It was like a weird flirt, but they're now ghosting us.
Yeah, nah, I'm off them.
Well, I tipped the Broncos and then ended up going for the Warriors the whole time, and I hate when I do
Yeah,
that.
same. Like, I much prefer the Warriors.
I much prefer the Warriors too. I don't know who scored. I know Adam Reynolds scored for the Broncos, but we're off them, we're off him, we're off Penthouse, we're off all of them.
Get.
Sort your shit out because you've just lost a couple of tippers over here.
Not fans, though. Just tippers.
Just tippers.
We were never fans.
Manly defeating Raiders 25-6. I thought this game again was also going to be
I thought it
like...
was going to be a rip snorter.
I thought it was going to be a rip snorter too. But anyway, Daily Cherry Evans came out and had a fucking rip snorter. What's the saying? Had a ball on the string. Like, he fucking played phenomenal.
Oh man, his kicking game was like ridiculous.
It was so,
and it pissed me off because I took the fucking Raiders.
I took the Raiders too, and look,
but there's other ones that I'm like, Raiders just do anything. They do anything. Raiders and Manly are both pissing me off this season. Like, you can't pick it.
Well, it's going to be hard this week because I did write down. It was really sad news for Turbo. He's going to miss 4 weeks. He played half the game with a MCL tear, so that's in his knee. The Rip Snorter still managed to get like over 170 metres and score a try. Pretty sure he got a try assist as well. Like, he still had a fantastic game. But really, hats off to Daily Cherry Evans. I know we rip him off about having a long neck on this show, but he was fantastic.
He can 40-20 with the best of them.
He got 2 in that game.
Yeah, but he always clutches those.
Oh, just his kicking game was like, I could sit here and watch you kick a football all day. Yeah.
It was amazing. He had a great game, honestly.
He was fantastic. Game of the round. Would you have anything else to say about that? Game of the round. Roosters defeated Cowboys 28-4 up in Townsville. This was the win that we needed to prove, to show, to instill that we are back in contention for the premiership. Don't call us biased, but I think everyone can agree. That was
everything was hot. Everything was working together.
Everything was like we were like a fine oiled machine. Manu was on fire. Manu was so hot.
You know what the hottest thing was though? I reckon like when he just picked that guy up and just walked him, like drove him straight out the sideline. He
had an absolute blinder. Kiri had a blinder. Kev on the wing had a blinder.
Kev's debut.
They were really good together.
Yeah.
Momorowski, oh my God, the first try where Tupou, the giant giraffe, leaps up and then kind of like bats it back LeBron style to Momorowski, who catches it, rolls over and scores. I was like, welcome to the club, son. Welcome to fucking first grade.
It was nice to see, like, what's the word? Vintage Tupou back, like where they're just kicking it up to him. He's going right up straight over the top of Kyle Felt, might I add, who was meant to be
another great leaper.
Yeah, so
not as good as vintage Tupou.
No. But it's nice to see him sort of kicking to him again. They sort of went away from that last season.
Speaking of kicking, the only other note I had about this game was Sam Walker needs to maybe stay back after training for half an hour tops or something and just practice kicking. And that's no disrespect. I know he's a young man. I know he's probably got tyres to change and things to do. But that's one life lesson he needs to get down pat. Like, we need to get more 2-point conversions.
Yeah, look, it's probably going to hurt us, like, in more important games.
When we play Souths again.
I'm wondering, are his legs too small? Do we need someone with bigger legs to start practicing at training?
Well, I don't know who was spreading this, but there was a yarn that he put on, like, 8 kilos or something, and I'm like, did it not go to his legs?
Yeah. But, like, do we need to get, like, who's someone that could kick?
We need a kicking coach.
But, like, do we need to get Manu to learn?
Not James Tedesco, that's what I will say, because Teddy is definitely, he's dropped from the kicking team. But anyway, we need to figure something out there because, look, 28-4 when it could have been like 128-4 if he converted. Yeah, but that's fine. We're on the up. Should we move on to Sunday?
Yes.
Because, there was actually some good games on Sunday. Storm defeating the Bulldogs 44-0. Now, we always had a soft spot for the Dogs.
Yeah.
I think that soft spot has hardened.
I still don't mind them, but yeah. Look, they defended okay for the first half. It wasn't like a ginormous score, and then they just like fell off a cliff.
I feel like they played good in the first maybe like 14 minutes, and then because they were actually attacking a lot more, but Melbourne's defence is like crisp.
Yeah.
They're very hard to get past. Ryan Pappenhausen scored 4 tries. I feel like everyone else in the team might have got one as well.
Yes.
So they kind of shared the love. But, yeah, Pappy was on absolute fire.
That's pretty much what I wrote. Pappy had a field day.
Pappy had a field day, and he can kick. Ryan Pappenhausen needs to teach Sam Walker. I don't know how that would work.
Well, they're both small, so he might be able to help him.
He needs to watch some videos, do a video sesh or whatever. But anyway, yeah, Storm. Look, the Dogs are coming last. Essentially.
Are they?
Probably. Second last, maybe.
Oh, they probably are after, because I think them and Tigers are both on 0, but they've...
Okay, they come in third last.
Woohoo, up the doggies.
So third last, we do actually like to see that.
What are we coming?
Like 6th, I think. 6th?
That's good. That's where we want to be.
That's
out of the spotlight.
That's fine. We just want to meander around that middle bit.
Out of the spotlight, but keep it in.
And you know where we like to see the Rabbitohs? At 13th. That's
we
right.
Like to see that.
Fucking losers. Anyway, it'd be interesting to see if the Storm can like pull that off against better teams. Like, no offense to the Dogs.
I agree.
Now, last game, Eels defeated the Dragons 48-14.
This was a spectacular performance by the Eels.
Took the words right out of my mouth, my friend. I didn't expect the Dragons to go down by this much.
No.
Not that I thought the Dragons were good.
No, I thought Eels would win, but I was like, I thought it'd be close.
So, again, Mitchell Moses on fire.
That's I was also just looking at your notes, and they're like almost identical. Moses on fire, and then
we were
Bryce
separated.
Cartwright flick pass.
I couldn't remember who did the flick pass. It was Nathan Brown to Bryce Cartwright who did that sexy flick pass to Moses. I think Moses scored a double or a triple.
He is actually just like, I know that everyone knows that, but his speed just is so handy.
He's a very good player. I don't think we've given him enough credit on this show.
And he's like, I think he's finally coming into his form. Like, he's just getting better and better.
It would be nice to see Parramatta sort of like I know they've been in the top 8 or top 4 for the last couple of years, but like actually like give it to some teams.
Yeah, well, because like they probably haven't got much of a shot after this year.
No, once Marnie goes, Papali'i, Marnie actually played really well as well. He was on the back of...
Marnie's a gun.
He was on the receiving end of one of Moses' kicks. Moses, kicking like DCE. Like to see that. All right, that was the week that was. Do we want to do these, or have we got time to do these?
Well, we can maybe just say them, but not the stats.
Yeah. Weps of the week. Peter's on a tight schedule this morning. So we had Isabella Kelly from the women's game. And from our men's, obviously, we had Ryan Pappenhausen.
Yeah, excellent.
You can check out their stats on our Instagram, which you should be following at Fun Fresh Footy Podcast. Chix Leaderboard update. We've had a little bit of a movement on the podium. NRL Bells still on top. Equal first with Liz the Snitch. And Annika Butler, someone who is not used to being on the podium, now makes her way up to the podium.
Yes.
So Peter's been kicked off.
Same points though.
Same points.
2 points different in our margin though. She's
so Margin's still playing a big factor.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck Annabelle is on 38. And I'm on 83. Oh my god, we're like palindromic.
Yeah. It's also by that score we can confirm Talia is putting in her tips.
Yeah, she had a
She got
snorter.
7 out of 8. Well done. I got 6. Not good enough.
I got 6 as well, as we copied each other.
Yeah, true.
But we did better than Sis, so she got 5, but she's still beating me, but whatever. I'm on the wrong page.
Come on!
Morning, Rihanna. Star and Marge time. Petey, who's your star?
My star, oh God, I actually had like a little bit of a few things.
A
few things going on. I thought, one, that we had the sun for the last 2 days. It was nice. I had a half day Monday, so I got to like lay out in the sun and sort of just like enjoy the day, go for a nice walk, yada, yada, yada. Also, it was nice to be able to go to the rugby launch. That was great. And also that I woke up with no hangover the next day. That is
a star move.
That was just great. Look, I was very happy with all of that. What was your star?
I'm giving my star to Ben.
Oh my God, yes.
Ben, who helped me change my tyre. Well, not change my tyre, but take my tyre off my car.
Yeah, 100%. That deserves a star.
He was a star because literally I've had the most average week and it was really hard to find anyone other than him that stood out. Because my week was pretty much a Marge.
Yeah.
Who'd you have for your Marge?
I just had that I think COVID's about to sneak back and sort of upset things. Right as about footy season's about to start, look, touch wood here. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. But I just get that.
It always comes up around football season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it hates footy season. It's like fucking COVID literally...
Anti-football.
I reckon COVID in its early life, whatever... You know when you have like a life and you come back as something? Like they've come back as COVID and in their previous life, there was some kid that just like did not get selected for any footy teams they trialled for, and now they're just like, fuck all of you.
They've come back as this super virus.
Yeah, they're like, you want footy season? Haha, I'm going to go away for a bit, but I'll be back at footy season.
Perfect. Well, my Marge is just because I've been sick. And that could be COVID. It could be fucking a number.
I mean, you did have a PCR.
I did have a PCR, which is COVID related. Fuck you, COVID, if you are back. All right, NRL Round 5. We're really, really, really getting into the thick of the NRL season now.
That's cool.
Let's do our tips. Thursday night, tomorrow night, Knights versus Manly.
I've gone Manly.
I've gone Manly too. Sorry, Knights, but we're off you at the moment. Friday night, Warriors versus Cowboys.
Gone Warriors.
Same. Because I think the Warriors are hot.
Yeah, and I like going for them.
Yeah, same. That's what I mean. I'm like, I hate when I tip. I just need to tip with my heart. I know I'm coming second last. I might as well just tip with my heart. Game of the round, Broncos versus Roosters.
Obviously Roosters.
We know who we're going for there. Saturday, Super Saturday, Raiders versus the Storms.
Storm.
Storm, definitely. It'd be nice to see them put fucking 44 points on those losers. Respectfully. Bunnies versus Dragons.
Gone Bunnies.
Yeah, I think the Bunnies will bounce back as well. Titans versus Eels.
Eels. They were on fire.
Eels as well. Sunday, football. Sharks versus the Tigers.
Sharks. Also, it's at the park and it starts at around 4, I'm pretty sure. But by the end of that game, it'll be getting a bit dark.
It's getting dark by 5 o'clock now.
So I'm suspecting even if Tigers get out and maybe score a try first, Sharks are going to come back because it's going to be starting getting dark at the park.
There you go. There's a hot tip for everyone. And obviously, if you've listened to the other hour of this podcast, you know that Tigers won't win. Last game of Sunday and the round, Bulldogs versus Panthers. Panthers, obvious. So again, we've copied each other's tips. That's fine. All right, Penthouse Multi, where we put a 16-leg multi on for $1, hoping to cash out, hoping that we can buy a studio with it or a penthouse. Last week we got 9 from 16, which is marginally better than what we did the previous week. About a 56% win rate we got.
But we went head-to-head in every game and we thought about it and we were like, we've never picked the round. Why would we think we would be able to this week?
So instead, we've gone back to our old ways.
We're back to making value.
We're back to value. So we'll go pound for pound. First game, we've gone Manly head-to-head into Garrick anytime try scorer.
In the second game, we've gone Reece Walsh anytime try scorer and Val Holmes anytime try scorer.
We've actually gone a little bit sexy for round 3. Roosters head-to-head with Manu and Paul Momorowski to score at any time.
We had an extra leg. Okay.
Second.
Next one, Storm head-to-head into Brandon Smith anytime.
Bunnies 13 plus into Cody Walker because apparently he's due for another try.
We've gone Para 13 plus into Moses anytime.
Sharks 13 plus in the dark with Will Kennedy at any time.
And finally Panthers 13 plus with Tago anytime.
So Petey, what will that give us?
$59,093.13 for $1.
For $1. Just remember that's $1.
$1. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to Listener Questions with Pete Nash.
I almost forgot.
Last topic. I almost forgot to even put it up. I was literally getting ready for bed. Got a couple we'll get through before we sign off and Peter can start her working day.
This is a long one. With so many Aussie 7 girls changing to NRLW, do you think that makes them better candidates for the upcoming Commonwealth Games, or do you think once you change codes, you can't change back? Good question. I think any footy under the belt is going to help, but, I think being in that, are they training for the 7s already? Being in that 7s environment, you need to be training for it. If NRLW means that they're missing part of the preseason of 7s, I would say it just is a no-go.
That's
not helping.
It's not working.
But if it's doesn't line up that much and they can play and then sort of get a full preseason in, then I think
go for it.
More footy you play. But the question is, will they change back? They're probably getting looked after a little bit better in that NRLW space.
Bloody oath.
But you can win gold medals.
Which is also amazing. Also, sevens and 13-a-side rugby league are very different sports, but
Yeah.
fitness-wise, I should say.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Sevens is like the most cooked fitness.
it's disgusting. It's the most cooked game to play. Also,
Yeah.
like, it's fun, but fuck, it's hard.
God.
Look, I don't really care. Dabble in, put your finger in as many pies as you possibly can. Obviously, the men can't do it, but I don't see why the women can't do it. As long as, like Petey said, training schedules aren't clashing. It's not going to disadvantage them if they're still in the NRLW system and then coming into the back end of sevens training late, because there are some fantastic teams in that sevens comp.
Yeah.
And obviously we want to win gold.
Yeah, you got to be fully like dedicated. to
So
the
if
cause.
my girl Emma Tonegata, this is actually quite fitting that I wore this jersey
Yeah.
today. I will try and get the YouTube up.
All right. Who's more accomplished, Ash Barty or Alyssa Healy? And who would you rather be? Look, that is a tricky one.
That is a tricky one.
I think
I know who I'm going to say.
Ash Barty's more accomplished. I think Alyssa Healy's an absolute weapon. The only reason I say Ash Barty is because I think women have been playing tennis longer.
Yep.
I think that comp is more established. Like the cricket comp now is phenomenal. So
Yeah,
they are at that level.
Cricket's leading the way in women's sport.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, tennis has been around forever, and it's like big. And like Ash Barty's just won the Australian Open for the first time in like 50 years or something.
Correct.
Like, amazing. I'd also rather. Sorry, you go. Who would you think?
No,
she's
I 100% think Ash Barty, only because, like, like we spoke about last week or the week before, it is an individual effort to play tennis as well. So
Yeah.
she has to get there solely on her own back. Like, Alyssa Healy is a fucking gun, a goat Aussie chick, if I might add. However, she does have a team sort of behind her as well to help her sort of get to that level. And she's obviously, when she's at bat, getting 170 runs, she's also working alongside her other teammates as well.
Reginald's back.
Oh, yuck.
Anyways, sorry, our resident spider Reginald is on the air fryer.
Oh my god!
What?
I thought it was a rat that ran past, not a fucking huntsman.
No, he's getting a bit close for comfort though. He's sort of.
Fuck me! I thought it was a rat, Reginald.
Oh, there's Reginald the rat's outside.
Oh, Peter, no.
Anyway, sorry, we'll keep talking, pretend we didn't see him.
Guys, I just want to preface it. That is a fucking huge... Oh my god, yuck! That's a huge huntsman. I hate spiders.
I'll keep an eye on him. I'll make sure he doesn't run over
Oh,
here.
fuck that. Oh, Petey, yuck! No, just keep going.
Okay. Anyways,
Oh, get Purnell out here.
he's gone. Dave's here somewhere.
Fuck that. I'm sick.
Anyways, in terms of who I'd rather be, don't hide in there, mate. You're going to get cooked later tonight.
Oh,
God, he's just crawled into the air fryer cavity. Oh, I'll have to tell Dave. Anyways, I think I'd rather be Ash Barty because of all the money, but also Healy's dating Mitchell Stark.
So, yeah, that's right. Are they together?
Yes,
That's confirmed.
That's-
'Cause I
yes,
couldn't
yes,
remember
yes.
that when I wrote that down.
they are together, which I think would also be lovely. And also, Healy plays a team sport. Team sport is
fun,
more
which
fun.
which we did go across.
But now Barty's quit. She can do whatever she wants now.
And to be honest, she might be hitting tons for Australia in 12 months' time.
Yeah, she might be. She might be. Anyways, great question. All right, let's go to the next one. Thoughts on Luke Brooks getting a $1.2 million bonus? Look, we've
covered that.
covered that one, but thank you very much for sending in the question. Tip for NRLW final. We've also covered that, but I'm going to say Chooks to
Roosters,
win.
13 plus. Jess Surgis, anytime try scorer.
I'm going to go Chooks 1 to 12. Kelly, anytime.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right. Another one. Big chance I'm losing all my hair by 2025. Will my girlfriend leave me? I'll tell you. Look, I think I have it on pretty good authority that she won't. As in saying that, as I've said, I think baldness is fine.
We've gone over bald is wise.
I just don't think that baldness is anything to be ashamed of. I think bald people look lovely bald. I just think you've got
Look,
a nice...
to be honest, let me also say, I think you need to have a head for bald, but
Oh, you do.
I worked with a dude at the bank who had a bald head and kind of look like a Martian.
Yeah, you do have to have a head for it. Some people suit it better than others. Look, that's just some people suit everything more than others. There's always going to be someone that suits something more than you do, but I think just like once you start losing your hair, like
act confident, just go with it.
I think like lean into it once it's fully gone. Like once you're at the point of no return, I think lean into it and just shave it.
Is that when like earrings or scarves you like accessorize maybe? Become a hat person?
Yeah, like I think hats. I think this is a man that sent it in, so I would say hats.
Hats.
Probably not earrings.
If you're into scarves, I mean, it's getting chilly out there. Just go for it.
I'm not a big scarf person, eh?
Confidence is key. Just act confident and no one will know what you're talking about.
Someone also sent this into you, and it's a Creb-related question. They said, rather than a regular family dinner box after a night of ripping and tearing, could you, Creb, put away this Melbourne kebab? Now, there's a Melbourne kebab that they've sent a picture through of,
Yum.
which literally is the size of like a newborn child.
Look, I'll be honest, that is big. That is big. But I'll try anything once. Just not meth.
Yes, no, not that.
I'll give that a go. If we ever are in Melbourne, I'll give that a go. I might even try and get the photo. We'll put this photo up on our story maybe.
If we remember.
If we remember. Look, guys, that's all we have time for today. Peter's got to go to work and I've got a sweet day of fuck all. So have a good week. Up the chooks in both men and women.
Yep.
Peter, you sign us off.
Hooroo.
Goodbye, everyone.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my